And do you know what? To get caught out in a corner in the 80th minute, the way it happened, that's shocking. Barca need to have a look at themselves, bro. They need to have a good, long, hard look at themselves.
That's 2 years in a row now.
Forget the repetition of history, bruv. This is more about game management. You're 3-0 up in the first round.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
Like, my thing is...
They were 3-0 up against Roma as well.
Bro, my thing is this. My thing is this, yeah. You're not like amateur footballers.
Yeah. They're like, this is meant to be not even like pro. They're elite.
No disrespect to Trent Alexander-Arnold, yeah? How's he catching you out on a corner? And the only one who was alert to it was the keeper. Was Ter Stegen. The only one. How does that happen?
Not good enough.
When you got world-class defenders.
Who's world-class though?
I got good players. Jordi Alba. Well, they got they got a world-class team. Allegedly,
they got some world-class players. They've got good players. Don't get me wrong. Like for me, PK, like they were like, oh, PK's this and like how he's getting moved to last night. But PK's never been a great defender.
He's never been a great defender.
He's been very good with the ball at his feet. You know what I mean? But
I'm just sick of it, bro. And this is why. And in this era, I just don't understand how. Like, okay, the Pep thing is a bit different, yeah. But I just don't understand how. What do you mean? Just like with the way he's engineered and his tactics are. I wouldn't say they're not. They are kind of revolutionary in a way, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because he's playing a total football style, yeah. Mm-hmm. Klopp ain't really playing that style, but Klopp is playing a very efficient, solid from the back. But we hit him on a counter. We're decent in midfield, but our attack is crazy, yeah. But I don't understand how in this environment, in the market that we've got today, how you've got the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea and United just nowhere near it. Like physically nowhere near it. But like with the Pep thing, I get it. Because to be fair, he's an elite guy, elite thinking, science of football, this, that and the other. And he's a mathematician in terms of how he works things out and the way he can exploit space. But when you watch Liverpool play, Liverpool don't play extraordinary football at all.
No, I don't feel so.
They don't play extra. But I don't understand how you've got a manager who's stuck to the basics, who is just about motivation of his team, giving them really like clear. Sorry, excuse me, just splashed all over. Clearly, well structured, clearly well drilled, clearly infused a spirit in the team.
Yeah.
And they're doing what they're doing.
But you can see them man buy into. If Klopp said run through that wall, they're gonna.
Yeah, but I don't understand how in this day and age you get a manager who players don't buy into at that level. How does that work?
Could be.
How does that work? That you've amassed a group of players that, for whatever reason or another, they don't at that level. How?
I don't know. It could be.
How
ego.
Is that the difference?
We say that, but it happens.
How is that?
And it has happened.
If you match them up player for player,
okay, what?
If you match them up player for player in a lot of ways, yeah, Liverpool will probably be.
Oh yeah. Do you know
they'll probably be what? I'll probably say they'll probably be either number 1, 2, 3, or 4, innit?
What's this?
If you match them up with the other big teams, player for player, there's other players in those other teams that you would pick up.
Wait, is he recording?
I think with their
question, probably worth asking.
Back four, I think they've got the strongest.
Yeah, but do they though?
Yeah.
But think about probably, do they?
I think they do. Left back, who's better left back?
No, he's quality. To be fair to him, I can't knock him.
Right
Trent
back.
Alexander-Arnold has come on a long way. We are, yeah? Excellent. Trent Alexander-Arnold has come a long way. Can't knock that. They've got the best centre-back.
So pound for pound, the keeper, I think he's good, but...
No, I think he's better than good, to be fair.
No, like, what I'm saying is... Like, is it if you said, like, if you went player for player, would he just easily be your number 1 goalkeeper?
See, I don't think
he would.
I don't think he would.
But left back, I think, yeah.
Left back has been the best.
I think right back, yeah.
Right back,
centre back.
Well, saying that, right back, yeah. When you look across all of the teams, you'd make an argument. To be fair, for Trent Alexander-Arnold, you could make an argument. But you could equally say, in fairness, you could equally say that City, maybe not with the exception of Walker, but you could say. Aurier, potentially for me. You could say...
What happened to him?
You could say...
what happened to Sergio Aurier?
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
Is he injured or something?
I'm uncertain. You could say...
He was, but
to be fair as well, you could say, I like Trippier. There's something about the way the guy plays football that I can just see what he's doing. You could make an argument for that one and say, do you know what? He's probably in a camp where he's got 2 or 3 other fullbacks that it'd probably be like, okay, on form, in terms of what they've done this year, you could say, yeah, he's got the best centre-back.
You got to factor in, though, with Trent, though. He's only 20.
No, I get that.
Robertson's
forget
older,
that.
isn't it?
I get that. Forget that. Player for player. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
No, but of course. But you can't compete with experience.
No, I get that. But this is my point. So how is a man, when you match them up man for man against all of those other teams, there's probably other players that you would pick in and go, you know what? He's doing a great job. He's quality, but could we potentially slot him in? Would that make them a bit more solid, or would that give them this, or would that give them that? I just don't understand how a manager has clearly made the difference. Not with, again, I keep saying it, not with revolutionary tactics, not with, not like that science and that genius that Pep seems to have, but just with creating a spirit and just organising a team. How has that made that difference? Like that, and how is that at the top level, the difference? That bewilders me. And I kept thinking about it yesterday. I looked at the Barca team, and I've looked at the teams in the competition, and I do not understand how that is the difference. Like I can see why it's the difference, but I don't physically. It's hard for me to comprehend how the difference is the man that motivates the players, and the players go out and do. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I think I do, but it's like, you see, like Klopp's kind of style. It's proper. That's why, like, bar this season, like, Pep notoriously has problems, like when they go head to head. With Klopp's
teams,
that style.
Yeah.
If you're like a possession-based
I've always
team,
said that's the only team.
Like that style isn't. It's just not set up.
Put money on to beat
because they've got like not necessarily like power pace, like brute, like you know what I mean, like a long ball team, but they've got power pace, and on the counter attack they just counter attack. 3-man, like see, like the front three. How many times this season, literally, just the front three, one of them gets the ball, the other two just running out to in, move defenders about, either slide them or carry on and score. Literally, the three of them can win a game. That's what I'm saying.
But that is a very, forgive my terminology in this, but that is a very, maybe I'm answering the question myself. Maybe it goes back to football's the simplest game in the world. And it is actually the simplest game. You find the man on your team and you pass him the ball. And maybe I'm looking for something extraordinary when in reality, simple works amazing. And simple does the job.
See, like with like Klopp's one, it's just the very foundation. It's like proper Bobby Basic hard work, serious hard work. Like any 90 minutes they're gonna outwork you.
Yeah, that's it. Any young player,
like Pep's teams work
to play
hard,
the game.
but it's
Klopp's thing is
different. It's different.
It's just built on effort. It's built on sheer effort, togetherness, and willingness.
Yeah. But
because in fairness, when you look at these, I just don't understand it. They don't think about it. Yeah, there's very few times that you see them making crazy last ditch challenges. Yeah, very few. Yeah, they're not blessed with a mesmeric midfield at all. But the efficiency in which they play, and maybe that's it. Maybe his thing is, all I need in midfield is I need people to work hard and to retain and to win the ball and to pass the ball. I don't need overly creative players. I need maybe my front three will go win me games. Do you know what I mean? But I find that crazy, man.
Which is how I guess it was how it originally was.
Very true. Very true.
Like if you go back to yesteryear and you think about the way the game was played, you know your forwards are gonna win you the game.
It's crazy.
Because that is their job.
That's what they're there for.
That's what they're there for, and that's what they're there to do.
That's actually what they're doing.
And now, like you said, football is a simple game.
It's the simplest game ever.
And if you apply by those simple rules, you should get the desired results.
Like when you watch, actually, hold on, before I go into that, should we actually start forming?
Yeah, I think we should.
I think we should maybe start. This is gonna ramble on forever. But Spence, yo, Counter Attack podcast with
Spence,
Mike. Oh, apologies.
Lamin, no Daps. Shout out Daps, still out in Africa doing his thing.
And no suit as well.
And no suit. Hey, told you. Hey,
really
life's changing. Life's changing, baby.
I might put a suit on for banter next week.
Hey, well, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Go have to try it out, you know what I mean? But shout out all the listeners out there. Shout out Daps out in Nigeria. I'm not sure what part of Nigeria he's in. I think he's back next week. Shout out Daps doing some great work out there.
He's coming back, isn't he? Like,
he is. Well, allegedly.
We're seeing it.
But yeah, get at us on the socials, guys. Let us know whether you like what we're talking about. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Obviously, massive couple of weeks of football ahead now. This podcast is obviously just off the back of Liverpool, Barcelona, where Barcelona were absolutely destroyed. And you know what? Categorically as well. So, yeah, shout out Liverpool, to be fair. Shout out Klopp, shout out the players. Shout out Trent, fucking Alexander-Arnold.
Shout out the 12th man, bro.
Shout out, crowd? To be fair,
see that crowd?
I didn't want to respect it.
You have to respect it.
But you know what?
Still.
I have to respect it. Do you know what that team, yesterday reminded me of the Uniteds when it just didn't matter the score. The game had to be done. It weren't over until the fat lady sung. It weren't over until the final whistle. It just reminded me of that. And even a little bit of Arsenal. And even a little bit of what Arsenal used to be. Whereas if it's not, if the game ain't finished, they've still got a chance.
Never to them levels though.
That's mad, isn't
it? Like how can I beat? I actually looked. What was the odds on Liverpool to go through?
Yeah.
And I probably thought, let me put a $5 on. I thought,
was it 20 to 1? I saw 80 to 1 on one.
80 to 1 at 4-0.
I think Jamie Lawrence took it.
He took it.
I rate that though.
Do you know what? I rate that for backing your team. Shout out Jamie Lawrence. Shout out.
You got fair play to him.
But you know what? Speaking about the Liverpool thing, I was thinking about something. Yeah, when I went bed or couldn't go bed. Would you say, is there an argument to say that Liverpool can't perform under pressure?
Do you know what? I think you could make that case. You could make that case.
They can't perform under pressure.
Can't, yeah.
Yeah.
Because yesterday,
there was no
yesterday
pressure?
was a no pressure
No,
situation.
but that's what I mean.
It was a no pressure. Dave's had to go out and do it.
Like, don't get me wrong, the results mad, innit?
Yeah.
But it's like, we're losing 3-0. What have we got to lose? We've got the 12th man and that.
Yeah.
Because...
just go for it.
Like, and I am a Klopp man, but if you look at, he's got them to 3 cup finals, and obviously cup finals are level playing fields, and they've lost those.
We've lost it, yeah.
Now that they've been chasing City for a long time, since when? Jan?
Yeah, Feb, I think.
Faultless. Do you know what I mean? Since they've been chasing them, but
when they were running ahead,
they've scored so many last minute winners.
Yeah,
and do you remember I even said you can't do that every week?
No.
But they somehow have kept doing
that's what I'm trying to say.
Even up to now,
been able to.
Like they still can win the league.
Yeah, 3-2 Newcastle.
Do you know what I mean? But they can still win the league going into the last game. But when City faltered and they went 7 points ahead, it was almost like, what do we do now?
What happens now?
And they went shaky. City brought it down, and then obviously City's back in now.
Yeah.
And there's almost like a little bit of pressure off, and now they're flying again.
Do you know what? Before we move on, shout out Divock Origi, man.
Do you know
Newcastle,
what? He scored some...
people keep saying that. He's scored
the derby.
What other important goals has he got?
He's got Everton last minute. He done
as well.
He done Newcastle last minute, obviously.
He's done 2 yesterday.
2 yesterday. I'm sure there's another one he's done.
Hey, he turns up, innit?
He turned up when they needed him. But it's the thing about having a squad and keeping people
happy, innit?
Keeping people happy.
And I guess, and you know what? And I think you might have a point actually with regards to that. Can they perform when they're odds on? Can they perform?
This is what I was kind of thinking. Like, obviously, it's a bit of like ifs and maybes. But if the game was 0-0 from the first leg, let's say, like how do Liverpool approach it?
How would they approach the game?
Because their style is set up as well. You see, like if they're losing, like we're gonna go for this.
We're just gonna go. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And even like you look at the games where they've won it in the last minute, like where they needed the goal. Look, we're gonna go and get this.
Yeah.
And their style's set up for them to do that.
Crazy though. Crazy.
But yeah, I just was thinking like it would have been interesting if the game was different yesterday. 1-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah, and they
Liverpool had been winning 2-1 maybe.
And they needed one goal or
yeah,
do you know instead of 4.
But
do you know what? This goes back to what we were saying pre-intro, Jay, just a little bit around like the way that they're set up and the way that they play it. When you look at Ajax, yeah, and you look at proper, almost purist footballing teams, yeah, the game's almost is almost mathematical. Like I was watching the Ajax warm up this morning. And in
really enjoying this this time period. Isn't it?
Oh well, you got to, mate. You know what I mean? I can invest. Yeah, I can invest and jump into a lot of football now. So they were doing it was like a small sided game, yeah, and it was like a small grid. There probably about 9 people in this area, and they was obviously doing like a little bit of a keep ball thing. but I'm not being funny. The angles that the passes and just and obviously, you know, if you look at it mathematically, just the sheer geometry of what they was doing and how they would just pop. It's like poetry in motion, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's why I'm really interested about this game tonight, because I hope Ajax set up and play the Ajax way, which I don't doubt they will. And they'll play without fear. But then when I compare that and I look at Liverpool, and in fairness, Liverpool could, if they get them, they could have a lot of trouble with them, because Ajax will keep the ball better than most teams. And in fairness to Ajax, they don't seem to respect anyone. They should. They're fearless.
They should.
They're
because
fearless.
Look at last night.
Yes and no, but this is what I'm saying. I would love to know what the hell Barcelona's team talk at the start and the middle of the game.
They won it.
I just need to understand that, because I do not understand how you turn up at Anfield knowing everything you know. They're not fools.
No, that's what it is. You should be like, hold on, they've done it. They're known to do this, innit?
Anfield on Champions League's night is not a joke.
Listen,
it's not a normal night.
It's not a joke.
It's worse
in Istanbul.
I've seen. I remember when Barcelona used to respect the team, and they came to Liverpool, yeah,
and they put like 55 passes.
Do you remember that 55 pass? And Rochenbach scored.
Yeah.
Do you remember that game?
And Davids was playing. Yeah,
but do you know what? That Barcelona team was set up to play. But do you know what they did? They come and they said, you know what? We're going to keep it tight for 60 minutes. We're going to keep it tight. Keep the ball. Get comfortable. Get this. Get that. I'm seeing people doing mad, uncharacteristic stuff. I'm thinking, what are you on? And then to make it even more like magnanimous, even if that's the word, I'm just seeing sloppiness from a team that's just tidy. I just then listen. I am completely perplexed.
But to be fair, Barca, every time they got the ball, they were trying to build up and go forward when they didn't really need to.
Barcelona,
and I think that's where they went wrong.
Do you know the kind of players that you need in a game like yesterday? You needed people like Kevin Prince Boateng. You know that. Do you know why? You needed people that will put themselves about. And I thought Vidal would have done it. You people just put themselves about. Well, he's won the league every year for the last 8 years.
8 years, I know.
And every club he's been at. So he couldn't have fallen off enough. But at the same time, I don't know. I just felt like you needed something a little bit more. And of this, that's why I don't get it. Because the Barcelona team is not like they're not experienced. They're an experienced team. We're full of players who've won World Cups and European Championships and Champions Leagues and leagues. And so
is it fair to say you neutralise Barcelona if Messi's neutralised?
I don't think so.
Really?
Now after yesterday, I believe it.
Because you know what I'm saying. I did watch a
because I never used to think that.
I think this Barca.
I never used to think that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look around, look at the team. There's no Xavi no more. There's no.
No, but that's what I mean. So it's like if you can. Messi will sometimes drop deep. So if he drops that deep, like he did yesterday, and he had success going through players, but you clip him halfway, like sometimes you don't get anything, you get a yellow, but you stop the attack.
Do
you know what I mean? Whereas before, he didn't always have to drop deep.
Yeah.
And he could stay high and receive because they had them boys to get the ball into.
Why do you reckon that is though? Because you've got Rakitic, you've got Busquets,
but they're no Xavi yesterday.
No, I get that though, but those three are world level players. So
I don't know if I'll put with Vidal in there though.
Vidal's probably the one that you've been...
But they're not... Yeah, but it's...
To be fair, I was even shocked he started.
I was shocked.
I thought they were going to go with Arto.
I was shocked.
I was okay. I thought he would have come in a bit later just to shut it up.
Because
he's not a playing midfielder, is he?
No.
He's more of an enforcer.
Yeah, a bit more box to box enforcer type.
So that I mean... And then you're not going to play him in that CDM role anyway, because that's where Busquets plays.
Shout out FIFA, CDM.
But the thing is, it's like...
give me a bit more credit.
Shout out Michael.
But you know, even when like...
I got from free manager still.
Even when like Barcelona were like fire, like defensively they weren't great, but they've always been comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
So from midfield they can get the ball... from the back, get it into midfield and they can get it forward. Yeah, but now... The attack's still very good. The defense are still good on the ball.
Yeah.
But the midfield, it's not good enough.
No, it ain't, is it?
And Busquets can go forward, but he more goes side, and then it would go to Xavi, Iniesta, and then it would go forward.
Yeah.
And they would find Messi or Suarez or David Villa, whoever they had playing, Pedro.
Oh mate, do you know what? When you actually reflect on it, you look at the difference in those squads.
Yeah.
You're probably right. The difference is massive. I mean, you had at one point, what did you have? You had Messi, you had Villa,
You had
Henry.
Pedro.
you have
That's what they had on Real.
even without Thierry, Larson, Good Johnson, them man, and Eto'o and that, you
Pedro.
still had Pedro. And Pedro was, to be fair, coming off the right or the left, he's a problem. innit?
He gave us problems.
He's a problem.
Then you had anytime the
And then
ball went
you
out
had-
wide, Danny Alves
Then you had
was up
Alves
there.
on the overlap, and then you had obviously. To be fair, Jordi Alba's been doing that job now for a while. So
Who was before him? Was
you
it,
probably give him
Giovanni,
some
innit?
credit.
They
Yeah,
had, and then they had
Broncos.
thingy, but who was ill?
Abidal.
Abidal.
Eric Abidal.
I went right back. I went Jack to Giovanni.
I remember Broncos. I thought you was about to say Sergi. No, there. You know what I mean?
But do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I think we said it before, or if it wasn't on here, it was in the group. Like, Barcelona are going through like a transition.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's not,
And they've won the league
like,
at a bit of a canter as well. haven't
they have, but do you know what? A lot of it as well is because their front boy, like particularly Messi and Suarez, are that good.
They
They
pick up
pretty
a lot.
much just won the league for them.
They
Like-
pick up a lot.
But yeah, I said before that I was speaking to a Liverpool fan before the first leg, and I was like, it literally could go either way. Like if you went to the new camp and won 3-0, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If they would beat you 3-0,
Yeah, you wouldn't be
again, I
surprised,
wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised.
And in fairness as well, they probably should have locked it all up at the Camp Nou. In fairness.
Well, it's like, if you know you're going Liverpool, especially in Champions League, you got 5-0 them, 9-0 them.
You've got to be.
And even then, you know what? It's a bit mad.
Well, the thing is though, is it mad? Because this is what I'm saying. If that Barcelona was a Mourinho team, Barcelona would be through to the final. Do you know why? Because Mourinho's on this thing where
management.
his mindset is different, and the management of the game is different. Mourinho wouldn't have been and this is where I get so confused about how managers can't kind of when you're at that level, you should. It's like saying it's the same as a footballer. You see sometimes where you get certain players when they see a pass.
Yeah.
And they can't help but play that pass.
But
Even though
sometimes
sometimes
it's not
you
on.
know the pass is not necessarily going to make it. And
Or it's not
it's
the
a bit
best pass.
50-50.
Yeah.
Because it's, in fairness, football's a game of percentages. You've got to play more percentage passes than you play
I guess it's
dangerous
kind of
ones.
having composure, but from a tactical
That's what I'm saying. So is it,
And a discipline.
you got, and then you see the better players are the ones who can see the pass, see that it's probably not necessarily going to be an 80-20 in my favour the pass is going to get there. They're going to change their mind and go the other way.
What's decision
Like
making?
managers,
When to make that risk.
surely
Yeah.
you see the same. Surely you're thinking, do you know what? I know the history of this football club. If there's one thing they're going to do, they're going to have a go. They may not be better than us, but you know what they're going to do? They're going to come at us. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to sit here. We're going to sit here, and this is how I want you. I want you to be picking up that. I want you to pick up that. I want you picking up runners, and I want. And do you know what I would have done personally? I would have said to my fullbacks, play more narrow than wide. Do you know why? Because they have a front three. They've got a busy mother effer in Sadio Mane, and then they've got another two who, like you're saying, they go from out to in or in to out. Very basic.
Who played
but
up top?
effective runs.
Origi, Mane,
Mane and Shaqiri.
Yeah. Big
But this
Shaq.
is what I'm saying. Do that doesn't scare me.
It doesn't sound.
I just don't understand.
If we United had that a couple months back, I'd be like, bring it on.
You'd be like, yeah, this is what I want.
Bring it on. Do you know what I mean?
Listen,
And Milner Henderson.
And Milner Henderson in midfield.
Milner Hendo with Fabinho.
That's like, oh my god.
But it's one of them as well. You know, like as the manager, it's like people have their like system and their style, and sometimes they just don't come away
But
from
think
it.
about when
Yeah,
you're
No,
at
I
that level, man.
I know what you're saying, but it's the same.
mad.
Like it's like Pep will just like it might be 86th, 87th minute. They're not gonna go long,
Yeah.
even if there's a block to
that-
beat of like
but
10 man.
you
They
see
just
they
that
might
go.
though?
now with
But you see that. But that ain't.
But not if they're that deep.
But
though.
this is, do you know,
like
do you
they're
know
not
what it
gonna
is?
just lump it
Yeah.
into a box. Do
But
you know what I
this
mean?
is where these managers have got to be more. I just feel you've got to be more adaptable. To be fair to someone like Ancelotti, Ancelotti likes to play football. But you see where it's got to go. He's good sitting.
Yeah.
Probably the best. He'll play. But hey, listen. If we need to score back to front, let's go.
Tactical. Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why Mourinho's so good.
But to be fair to Jose in games like that,
Yeah.
if it's 3-0 first half, regardless whether he's at home or first game, whether he's at home or he's away, he's won the tie.
You know what?
Do you know why? Because he's gonna be like, you know what? We're gonna frustrate them. We're gonna hit them on a counter attack, shout out counter attack,
Shout out
and we're gonna get
Every
some
time.
goals. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm a bit like, I'm disappointed. Don't get me wrong. Liverpool showed incredible spirit, but at the same time, what else could they have done?
Yeah.
What else could they do?
Yeah, they did what they had to.
They hid what they did. For me, they did the only thing they could
do. Yeah,
the only thing they could have done.
But let me ask you this. So this, I mean, it's clear that these managers do have some form of arrogance.
It's frightening
because it's my way, or or this way, or that's not happening.
I think that's a lot. That's like all managers. I don't know if necessarily if
I'm going to say majority of managers.
No, but I wouldn't necessarily say arrogance.
It must be.
It's just
there's got to be something.
I don't know if arrogance is the right word though.
Or is it ignorance? I don't want to say it. I think it's a form of arrogance.
It's got. Do you know what it is? I just don't understand how you don't put winning over your own personality.
Yeah, that's what
I just don't understand that. I that for me, it defies, unless I'm really like keeping it really basic at a very sort of crazy high level. I don't understand how, and that's why I never used to get when Wenger used to do it. I just don't understand. I do not understand.
Wenger didn't have it in him, but
how the result didn't override your so-called style or so-called. Forget that. That's not what matters. Your style will, and this is what people don't understand. Your style will work 80-95% of the time. Well, you see the difference. Sorry, I'm gonna digress a little bit. Right, I sat in a thing with it was like a keynote address. Yeah.
Okay.
With Bear Grylls. Yeah. Shout out Bear Grylls. Yeah. This was a few years ago. And what
I don't even know who that is.
He goes out in the wild and survives on nature and natural stuff.
But do you know what? But he's a man who's conquered a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Broke his back when he was like 19. 2 years later, climbed Everest. Mad stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised
he's proper.
Tapped into him.
But the thing is, he talked about 95% practice, and he talked about the 5% extra. And the 5% extra always comes from within. And he talked about this thing where he said, there's got to come a point, where you've repeated the same action, you've practiced it, you know how it's going to go. And 95% of the time it works. But you see the 5%. The 5% is I suppose, what did he call it? I think he called it the uncertainty bit. Because you can either make a decision to either fluff it or make a decision to really go after it. And what I don't understand is with football, when you're at that level, how are you a top manager managing a top football club when you do not have the ability to change your approach? And this is where I don't understand. This is why I'm saying to you, like managers, there's people that are too caught up on this sort of, no respect to Pep, but on this Pep thing about playing tiki-taka or some other nonsense.
I mean, you see,
you've
people
got
playing that from the back.
to be able to adapt your style.
It's so uncomfortable for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Trying to play. It just looks so uncomfortable to watch.
Like, how do you not coach? I'm confused
Like,
as hell.
Or why it worked for Pep, like especially at Barca, is because Barca, everyone was built into it.
Yeah.
And obviously he's fortunate enough where he can go and buy the title. Yeah, he can do it.
So I'm getting him.
So he can get him in. But then it just goes back to the whole thing.
Did you say bought the league? Did you say that?
Bought the league?
Is that what you just said? Pep bought the league?
No, he spent a lot of money.
I thought you said he bought a league.
Listen, it goes without saying. Everyone knows he spent money. Do you know what I mean?
Checking. Just confirm.
But do you know what I mean? Like that shows like Mourinho, because when he needs to win, he wins. Even though like Lam used to hate him.
No. I reiterate.
The only thing with Mourinho,
and he's caught a big fish in
his
this
style
one.
Is not easy on the eye.
You know what? It ain't about.
It's not easy on the eye.
It ain't about. No, but
I've never been a man.
Easy,
I've never been a man that criticised his style of football. Really, what I've criticised is
you said he's anti-football.
Yeah, no. What I've criticised is the man. No, what I've criticised is the man. No.
What I've criticised.
Yeah, he is 100%.
But is that not criticism?
No, it's just the truth. It's a fact. I've called it a fact, and it is. What I criticise is the man. I criticise, and to be fair, I listened to something that Gary Neville said the other night, and he said, you know what? About when he talked about blaming the players or blaming the manager, and he said to him, to be fair, the problem with Mourinho didn't help himself because of the way he acted.
Yeah.
And for me, I always criticise the actions of the man, not the football. I always said, great manager. He's a winner. He's a through and through winner. And Mourinho in that situation yesterday, his team goes through.
Yeah, no,
fact.
3-0 up in first leg.
Factually.
Oh, come on.
But
his B team goes through.
But yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So, there's got to be. If I'm the top of Barcelona, there's got to be an inquest. There's got to be an
yeah,
inquest.
that's-
I need to understand. I need to reverse engineer the whole thing.
No, of course.
Who
And
was
get
there
to the
last
root
year?
cause of the
Was
problem.
it him there last year? Or
No, was it Enrique?
It's Enrique,
was it
wasn't
still
it?
Enrique
It was
last year?
Enrique, yeah. I think they done no. When did Neymar leave?
2 years ago.
1 year without him, innit? 1 year without Neymar. So Neymar last
Yeah,
season Enrique,
okay.
and then 1 year I think after.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't understand. I see it in World Cups. I see it all over the place, and I just think to myself, listen, you've got to win the game.
Yeah.
But it's like England gets sucked into things like that as well.
You've got to win.
No,
the game.
like whenever, like when Spain won the world playing ball, instantly everyone, like that was the thing, play ball,
wants to
even
start
down to
playing tiki-taka
grassroots.
ball.
Even if like you physically can't play, but then it wouldn't make sense.
It's mad, isn't it?
But
Nah, but shout out Klopp and Liverpool.
hey, ho.
Shout
Yeah.
them out.
It's follow fashion, isn't it?
Culture vulture.
Cool.
But listen to this shit. Listen
on.
to this. No, I told you, I sent you lot the email, innit?
What email?
From what happened when our player was racially abused.
Yeah, go on. I don't know too much about it. I kind of scanned that email. Go on, give us kind of breakdown.
So this is what happened in the game.
Try not to swear.
This is what happened in the game. Our striker goes up for a header with one of their players.
What team is this? We can call it what it is. We can.
Yeah, we Waltham Abbey, they're Uxbridge. Goes up, kind of like they go down together. As Christian gets up, he kind of turns and they're kind of going back and forth. But obviously no one can hear what's heard, but the game's going on. Anyway, then Christian's like, no, like I know what I heard what you said. So but he's irate, like proper irate, out of character. Everyone's kind of thinking like, what's going on? And then he's talking to their players, he's talking to that geezer, people holding him back, he's talking to the ref. I kind of come down the touchline and I was like, what's happening? He goes, he called me, he said, you black, CUNT.
Right.
So I was like, all right, cool, we'll sort this out. Anyway, the other geezer's like, no, I said you fat thing. Geezer's slender as anything.
Right.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
so he's like, no, don't lie. And then all the other players are like, no, he wouldn't say that. He goes, don't tell me about it, he wouldn't say that. I know what he said. But you know when a man's so adamant,
Yeah.
obviously no one's heard it, so it's like, your word, my word. Anyway, like half time and there's a bit of handbags and all the rest of it. So anyway, we report it. A couple months ago, they've called, someone from the FA's called me and says, can you give your, like what's happened, your statement? So I told him and he goes, but no one heard nothing. I said, no, look, they were both, it was them two, they've gone up for something. He said something. So no one's heard, but like what I can say is he's not a temperamental player. There's never any issues with him. And you've got to ask yourself, why would he say that?
Yeah, why
Like, why would he say that?
Yeah.
No one, when have you ever known someone to say something like that and feel so passionate?
Yeah.
The fact that he wants to report it and he wouldn't let it go for the game. And then he was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, but obviously because it's hearsay, what do you reckon happens?
Yeah, well.
So they send an email, or we got the email today, which said, like, long story short, blah, 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 the allegations, recorded an interview with the other player at Wembley Stadium. I passed the evidence onto the FA's team, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I very much appreciate that. The decision will be disappointing to you. So should you wish to discuss the matter with me further, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Should any evidence come I'll let you know. So basically they're saying, because there was no witnesses that heard it, but a number of Mr. Maguire, so that's the other geezer, his teammates also collaborated his account. So I'm thinking, how, like, no one was there. So I don't know how teammates have suddenly heard it.
Right.
So obviously now he's got a few people that have heard it, as opposed to Chris has just said it. So like there's nothing. So I looked at it for a while and I thought, nah. So anyway, thought about it for a bit and I thought, you know what, let me just send him an email back in it. So this is what I said to him. We'll see what he says. Wait, let me find it. One sec. Proper start. I was sitting there thinking, nah, should I? Do you think it might blackball me? Like, you know what I mean? But I thought, fuck it, man. YOLO, innit? So anyway, so I said, hi.
Tell the listeners them.
The geezer's name. Mine. This is Michael Spencer, one of the Waltham Abbey managers, just responded in regards to the incident with our striker Christian. Although we have to respect and adhere to the outcome, I am deeply sad that there is nothing more that can be done. Obviously, without any player hearing the allegations. Obviously, without anyone hearing the allegations, as it was only the two players themselves close enough to hear, I find it strange that the Uxbridge player in question had several teammates who was able to hear hear what was said. It's a shame we wasn't able to get any footage as evidence. But again, that would only do so much as it's not the Premier League and there wouldn't be cameras.
Is that what you wrote?
And there wouldn't be cameras everywhere and you to be able to zoom in and out, etc. That being said, there was that type of footage and technology available a few years ago regarding the incident between Anton Ferdinand and John Terry, and nothing was done about that following an investigation. So maybe we are fighting a losing battle.
That's what you responded.
Yeah.
It's factual, but it's a bit strongly worded. Well, is it strongly worded?
It's from the heart, isn't it? You know, it's. Yeah. But you know, it's the thing with this institutionalized racism. You can't see it.
Yeah.
You can't see it to you know to point it out and to make something happen. That's the problem.
Let me ask you a question, yeah. And I might be, I don't know. I might be talking, well, I don't know. I'll let you both give me your view, yeah. But no, just I don't know. Everyone would deal with things differently, but that necessarily wouldn't have been my way to deal with it.
What's that? The
No, you can report it if you want to report. I'll report it. But if I was the player,
oh yeah, I know I'm different.
I would have dealt with that differently.
I know I'm different.
Yeah. And you know what? And you know what? Everyone can think, oh yeah, you know, you see all of that. Yeah, meeting the car park stuff. No, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done all that. I would have. You got to keep it within the realms of the game. And you know,
on the pitch.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, you know. Well,
there was a few things that happened, but I don't really want to say.
I'm not going to be saying that on air, but I just think I don't know. I remember when it was because it happened to me at one point when I was playing, and I was so shocked. I was so surprised. I couldn't believe it. I said I actually asked him to say it again. I said, what did you say?
Did he say it again?
Yeah. Well, the geezer said it, and he went to throw mud at me. Right, so he
do you know someone done that to me as well?
So he threw mud at me. I went, all right, cool. I said, ref, how long left? He said half an hour. I said, all right, cool. I'm going to play on I think at that time I was playing on the wing. I said, you know, I'm going to come and play inside. Right, okay. So not every time. So basically, tell it is, I kind of raise a rod at them. Yeah. and I Julian
studs on the back of the Achilles.
And I Julian Dixed them a few times as well. Yeah.
Julian
to the point where the parents were trying to come onto the pitch. And obviously, I told him, I said, ref, to be honest, this is what happened, very, very calmly and assertively. But I kept leaving one on him. And then there was at one point he was down. And you know when you kind of got up for a header and you're on the ground or whatever, right? And at one point he was down. I remember I grabbed a bit of mud and I just kind of rubbed it in his face.
Lovely.
And I said, you're darker than me, you know. So I can't say that. Yeah. But that's, for me, was the competition side of me that kicked in. I thought, you know what, all right, cool. You're gonna disrespect me. All right, that's fine. But you guys did it the right way because that is the appropriate thing to do.
Well, there was other bits. Like there was a little...
It's always a bit happening.
Punch up half time and that.
Yeah, there's always
when they're calling like, what happens? I don't know. I didn't see, you know.
Yeah. There's always a little bit of that. You know what I mean?
But even like, because even he was like, all right, cool. Afterwards, Geezer was gone.
Yeah, of course he was.
Gone. Yeah, why are you disappearing if you ain't done nothing?
You think he's gonna hang around?
But this is it. Even like other man, like once word kind of got around what happened, like when it's like the corners and that, and he's like staying back, like right back, we'll like go up to him, and I watched him just bang him in the ribs, like that sort of stuff. Obviously, no one can see it, and I'm calling him over, and I'm like, look, just be sensible in it, don't get caught.
Yeah.
Because I even said to it, when we went in half time, obviously it kicked off massive half time, innit?
Yeah.
A few man, like, it was a few of these and a few of these, and like to jump in and pull man out and that, chuck them all in the changing room. Everyone's irate.
Were both teams going at it?
They weren't. No, this is what happened. Innit? So, someone's gone in. Yeah, someone's gone in into changing room.
No, go on.
Yeah, someone's gone into the changing room, one of our players, and our assistants in there with him. And then everyone else is kind of making their way in. Anyway, so then, but he's on his own, our player. He comes out now, and like our assistant like goes, why did you call him a da-da-da-da? And the geezer was like, no, I didn't. And then one of them, I don't know if it was him or someone else, swung for my boy, our assistant. Someone swung for him.
From their
changing room.
Wow.
Missed him.
Yeah.
When he missed him, our player
saw that.
Just bang.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, nutted him, cracked him, and then it kicked off. But they weren't really on it. Like, our boys were moving to him. So then you just see all sorts happening. So I had to jump in, like, grabbing man, pushing this way. We kind of had to like block out now.
Yeah.
Keep our boys back, their boys there. They've gone inside. When we've gone inside, everyone's obviously, no, come. So I'm thinking like, part of me is like up for it, but part of me is like, come on, man, it's half time. We're winning 1-0 here as well.
Yeah.
So I've gone in, but I didn't want it to be like, I didn't want them to feel like I don't care and it doesn't matter.
It matters.
So I left them for a few minutes and I had to go to the ref, come back, shut the door. I said, listen, everyone be quiet. I goes, number one, remember what we come here for.
Yeah.
We come here for 3 points.
Yeah.
I goes, once we get them,
Do what you want.
Chris, we've reported it. If that's not good enough, whatever you want to do, we'll do it. But we'll do it after the game. He was just like, all right, cool. And then everyone was just like, all right, cool. But yeah, there was part of me thinking, please no, because I'm just going to end up losing my job.
Yeah.
But you got to just, it's one of them, bro.
You got to do what's right.
You got to do what's right, bro. But that boy won't say nothing again.
Well,
he probably will.
It'll make an interesting one when you play them next year.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, provided that the lad's still there. And to be fair, the lad himself will know what he said.
Of course he will.
So,
I'll bring a camera as well.
Well, or just make sure that your players are wearing mics.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Wearing mics under their top. But yeah, man. But what are you not saying about this game tonight then? So you got Ajax and you've got Spurs. It's I don't
even want to call it after last night. Call it nothing. Do you know what I mean?
You do realise, I'll just say this: if Spurs get to the final, you do realise that Spurs can physically win the Champions League.
You know, if Spurs go to the final, going on holiday.
You don't want to see it, no?
Can't take the chance. Can't be around.
Seriously,
it's gonna happen. Man.
Can't be around to see them do it before.
Can you imagine?
Personally, I don't think anything is stopping Liverpool this season.
Bro,
I hope so, but listen,
one-off games,
football, man.
If there is one team that could do them,
yeah,
it's probably weirdly Tottenham. Weirdly, in a one-off game.
Because to be fair, because there's a manager at work who's a big Tottenham fan, and he was basically saying, now Barca, I mean, obviously they got to get past Ajax, if they do. But, he said it went up for Tottenham Liverpool.
I think everyone's kind of licking their fingers thinking, I think Tottenham will be thinking, if we get to the final, we've got a chance.
I think they've got a massive chance.
Ajax will be thinking, if we get to the final.
Playing with crutches.
No, but I think Tottenham have got a massive chance. I think Tottenham will have a chance. You know why? Because Liverpool will need to play a little bit different, especially with regards to like the midfield. And if they play Ajax, I actually think you'll see Liverpool try to hit them fast early, but they will play fairly cautiously. And I think they will let Ajax have the ball. I don't think they're going to go toe-to-toe and try to play.
No, they'll go old school Klopp, just counter press.
Counter press, yeah.
It'll be interesting, though. But tonight, I can't call it. I don't even want to try and hold it.
2-0 Ajax.
What's the score?
So you're going for?
Is it 1-0 Ajax right now?
1-0.
Yeah.
Spurs need
one
to go.
away goal as well. So Spurs need to score.
Spurs have to score, so...
Bearing in mind, this is the team that beat Juventus home and away.
Well, and Madrid.
And Real, yeah.
But the thing is as well, do you know what it is? It's when you're possession-based team and you're that good in possession of the ball, it's hard, man.
It's hard. It's
one of the hardest.
Did you watch the first leg?
Because they're not phased.
I haven't seen it yet.
They're not phased by anything.
But I heard 20 minutes they didn't even touch the ball. So.
Yeah.
They popped them.
They're not phased. But listen, this Ajax team, they're not phased by anything. Pass.
It was lovely. It was lovely. I ain't seen football like that in a while.
This is the thing. I think why Ajax will go through just because it depends. Spurs have to go a bit more.
They've got to be a bit aggressive.
Yeah, and a bit more direct.
Direct.
Naturally, that's the only way you can upset, especially young kids.
Yeah.
But a footballing team. If you play football with footballers, you lose.
You're going to lose.
Yeah, no,
it's a fact.
And to be fair,
we done that for 10 years.
Yeah.
To be fair, Spurs, it's not football inside, are they?
They can. No.
They can play.
Spurs can play.
Spurs can play. Yeah, Spurs can play.
I wouldn't necessarily say now, but they're a footballing team. But do you know what they need in there? They got Sissoko has to play. I think Wanyama's got to play.
Are we saying Spurs are football inside?
No, Spurs can play football.
Are they a footballing side?
Yeah,
I say so. Yeah.
Spurs can play football. I don't like.
You know what I'm like? I'm gonna have to go watch some games.
No,
now,
but not like as in like
not to start, but just to see it from. Do you know what? Sometimes, let me ask you something. Sorry, slightly off topic. When you're watching a game, what are you watching?
Depends.
This is the thing, because so many different things. It'll be a player on the ball, be a player off the ball, be the phases, it'll be the shape. Like what are you actually watching?
More time. I look at so if they got the ball, how they prepare to receive the ball. If they lose the ball, how do they get back in shape?
Yeah.
That's like the main thing I'm normally always looking at. And then it might just like little sub things. So it might be like, if the left back gets it, I'll look at the little bit of movement he does to create space for this guy. And I might notice things and then wind it back and then be like, no, that was nonsense. Or, no, that's really good. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, I'm just normally just watching shape in and out of possession, really.
Right.
For me, I watch off the ball movement. So, for example, I generally tend, if there's a player that I'm interested in kind of seeing a little bit more.
See a bit of,
I specifically focus my eyes on them. And I can partially see where the ball is and I see relative to what they're doing. I look at positional shape as well. And I also look at how both teams are impacting the game. So if the attacking team's got the ball, I look at how they're trying to create gaps and pictures. But equally, I look at how the defensive team are organised. And that's why, to be honest with you, when I watch teams, I see a lot of vulnerability because I just see things that I just think, why are you making those decisions? And this is why I go back again to like Klopp's teams. Klopp's teams can be beat and they can be got at. But when you look at what he does with his teams, he keeps them heavily composed and he keeps them very organised. Because to be fair to him, when you watch Tottenham and you see their flying fullbacks and you watch Liverpool and you see their flying fullbacks, they both equally fly, but they fly completely differently. And it's really interesting to see the differences because Spurs like to play with a 2, very high, very pinned, very wide. Whereas Liverpool, it generally tends, they play quite high, but it generally tends to be more timing. Do you know what I mean? It generally tends to be a timing thing. But yeah, that's about it.
Nah, I think with Spurs, I watched the individuals more. Because for ages I've been trying to figure out this Dele Alli thing. And
I think he's a bit of an enigma.
He can like you see like
not,
now
he's
where
not, he's not shit. People keep calling him shit.
Yeah, he's not. Of course not.
No way, no. He's so far away from shit. It's unbelievable.
Xhaka's shit. Do you know what I mean? Like Dele Alli's not in that shit bracket.
I can't argue that.
Dele Alli's not in that shit bracket, but he's not. He's just. I've seen like lots of players like him.
Yeah, but don't forget he started as a box-to-box midfielder, so he's now playing as one of two very advanced midfielders, making runs.
But now he's kind of, you see like runs. Now where they're not really playing one off Kane and he's playing more as a midfielder. Deeper. You just kind of, the game just goes past him.
You can see he's not
that type of.
But this was kind of what we spoke about. I think it was on the pod when, a couple of weeks back.
Was the Scorcher one?
No, I was here. And Daps was even talking about, or was it the Scorcher one? Actually. Maybe I'll just listen to him.
He's a Spurs fan, eh?
And no, but it's talking about Ali basically not finishing off his education as a central midfielder.
Yeah.
And just kind of getting more advanced. So when he does play in central midfield, you see him getting exposed and you see the game going past him. Because it's kind of like he was scoring all those goals, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When he first came in. And then he just kind of got put up to a more advanced midfield role. And now, like you said, he gets put back there and it's like he don't really, not necessarily don't know what to do, but he's not as assured in that role as maybe he would have been if he...
The game just goes past him. He's not going to go in and control
the game. No. What do you think of that Neres?
Do you know what? I need to see a bit more of him, to be fair, but from that first game, he looked bright. He looked really bright.
Spence?
But
you seen anything about him?
Not really. Not really seen him.
You like what you saw, innit?
He's a player, mate.
Do you know, I wanted to say that, but I just thought it was just... It was just a bit...
Nah, and I'm not talking about just that game.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I've only seen...
He's exciting.
I've really seen him.
The guy's exciting. 22. Obviously, the Brazilian thing, he's an exciting footballer.
What happened to Justin Cliver? He was meant to be...
He's on loan.
Where is that?
Yeah, he's on loan.
No, I think didn't they buy him?
Oh, did they buy him? I was serious. I didn't realise. I thought he was on loan. He's, to be fair, Justin Clive is a player also. That's what I thought. But then it's like last season was his big season. Do you remember that brother I was talking about that? I was watching something the other day. Is it El Sharami?
Yeah.
What's going on with him? He's at Roma, isn't it?
Is he at Roma?
He was at AC Milan, wasn't he?
He was at AC Milan for years.
But he's old. He's not old, but
he's older now. But but he's a player who's never really broke through.
But I feel like a lot. I think like in for a long time, Serie A had like players like that didn't really kind of break through, if you know what I mean. Like they were bossy over there, but that's kind of where it ended. You lads here, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm checking.
No, I'm just checking it out because I was thinking to myself because I know he's played. I know he's played for Italy as well, but obviously he's got an Egyptian dad. But I used to think this guy was going to be the next best thing.
Something like that.
I feel when he was young, he was cold.
Don't you feel that in that period of time, Italian football kind of dipped anyway?
Yeah, it fell off.
Like if he was playing maybe in La Liga or he was at the Prem or whatnot, his profile might have been a bit higher.
He was some player. When he was young, he was some player.
And what happened?
Let's before we wrap up, because obviously we want to catch this game. Yeah, something as well I was thinking about, and you see how everyone just killing Sarri, killing him.
Yeah, it's
not anymore though.
Bro, now look at it.
He's finished third. Yeah,
finished third.
Yeah, but he's finished third. I think they were the best out of a bad bunch.
They finished third,
probably.
Yeah, but
over 38 game season.
Job,
but do you know what I mean? Yeah. If my she's my dad.
Yeah, at the end of the day, At the end of the day, they finished third in it. Third's third.
38 game season.
Yeah, third's third. You can't, you can't. I just think with him, it was just very, it was quite flat a lot of the times. And a lot of the and it's the predictable substitution.
I just think, do you know what it is? I don't think so.
He's an easy scapegoat.
I just think it's an easy scapegoat. I just don't think he was what people. I don't think the season was what people thought it would have been.
Yeah, but he's not going to. David was coming to have that instant impact.
I actually don't think he's had a bad season. I actually think he's done quite well. I think
semi-finals at the cup and third.
I think under the circumstances which he's been faced with, I actually think Sarri's done all right. I think there's a thing where Chelsea fans shout Sarri ball was shit and this, that and the other. I just think Chelsea man have no respect because they don't understand. Like they're in a similar situation with United. Chelsea just paper over the cracks better, and Conte paper over the cracks much. Like he paper over the cracks a lot. They've got a lot of structural issues with the team. I don't think they bought the right keeper at all. I don't care what anyone tells me. I'm not having Kepa. That's just
I didn't mind him until that whole the cup.
I didn't even. For me, I just didn't think he was. When you want to go out and get a keeper, I didn't think that was all that money. I didn't think it would go on him. That's just me.
But do you know what's mad? Yeah, because it's like, and like you were saying, like, sorry, bullshit, and this, that, the other. Like Chelsea haven't been a possession-based team for so long.
Exactly.
Did they even have a footballing identity?
Not really.
Well, yeah, they kind of went a bit wayward after Jose, innit?
Yeah, but before that, what were they doing before that?
Before that, to be fair, before that, Chelsea were quite exciting to watch.
Zola
and
you're right.
Vialli and all that.
Vialli and Di Matteo.
But do you see what I'm saying? So such a long time they've been like, do you know what I mean? Like
shout out Dan Petrescu as well.
More of a, they've been more of a counter-attacking team. Shout out
counter-attack.
And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, now we're going to bring in Sarri, possession-based manager, and then you expect him with players who are not possession-based.
They're not possession-based at all.
But we're going to instantly play. It's not going to work straight away. It's the same like Pep's first season. Remember Pep's first season?
Yeah.
When he was the worst.
He's the one who said he got it wrong. He said, I got it wrong.
Yeah. But the thing is, he needed that as well. So after the season, it's like, okay, you can do this, you can do that, you can stay.
Wait, who won the
I need this,
season?
that.
Chelsea, yeah.
Conte.
Was it? Was that the first
that's
season?
when they didn't have no Europe though, didn't they? They finished eighth the year before.
With Chelsea?
Yeah.
They
finished that.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like, for me, like, the way people were killing Sarri, like, just very disrespectful. Yeah, especially when you're looking like he's coming in and he's trying to change the whole system, philosophy in the team in the World Cup year. So he's got Kante who hasn't come back too late. He's got obviously Kepa probably wouldn't have come back like straight away.
He didn't do nothing. He wasn't in the World Cup.
Well, he was in the World Cup.
He was in the squad.
He was in the World Cup, no?
Was he?
I'm sure he was in the squad.
He must have been there.
First time I heard of him was things signed him. Where did he come from?
Wasn't it Atletico?
Bilbao, innit?
Was it Bilbao?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure it was Bilbao.
What's the other geezers? Like Hazard. David Luiz would have obviously been Hazard. Like there's a lot of men who wouldn't have come
Hazard, they went pretty much the distance, innit?
So a lot of men wouldn't have come back straight away.
Yeah.
So it's hard to deal with, man.
We know what football fans are like, man. We're all fickle.
Such is life, eh?
Yeah, I ain't having Kepa, man. Fuck him. I ain't having him. I just don't get it.
On that note, take us out.
He's not the Kepa for you, mate.
Nah, Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Where's he from?
A name like that. Spanish, isn't it?
Is that Spanish?
Boy.
Yeah, the goons, innit? Man,
It's got some next thing. But, all right, but cool. Okay, so what we got looking forward to apart from this game tonight? We've got the last game of the season. That's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday.
Last game of the season. What we look
Burnley away.
It don't matter.
Oh, anyway,
It don't matter. As long as we finish above United.
Oh, mate,
well, to be fair, we could actually still make fourth.
That's not even
if Tottenham
lose
and we win.
And we win 7-1.
No. I think on
8 goal difference.
I think on points.
No.
Is it? Are we
goal difference?
We joint?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
that's how City won the league against us.
It's killed us. Well, yeah, but they won the league, innit? So what are you lot saying? What's going to be the scores? Arsenal, Chelsea. Well, no, Arsenal, City, and Liverpool.
I think Arsenal will probably win because it doesn't really matter.
Way to Burnley.
Liverpool got Wolves, by the way.
Liverpool got
Anfield.
Wolves, which is going to be difficult, but I just think everything that's gone on, Liverpool will get over the line.
Let's see, we'll get over the line.
But I just can't see. I think the biggest pressure was Leicester, but the games before, because it was like you win and then we win, so you're playing with that pressure.
1-0,
but like you see them nick it last minute and stuff. I think after they've come through Leicester and it wasn't a good performance.
What a goal by
what a goal! But I think that they'll just feel like now, this is us.
Yeah,
we'll not turn up and win it, but there's nothing like Brighton. Brighton will not want them to win it at their ground
to roll over.
But at the same time, Brighton are safe now.
Do you know what? And that's one thing I was thinking.
And they won't play against you lot.
If Brighton weren't safe, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Man City could be in trouble because they could just frustrate.
Yeah.
And they've not. No offense to them, I don't think. No, they're not. Like why it was dangerous with Leicester, because Leicester, Brendan Rodgers, again, like possession based, very, very comfortable. And that's like, if you're not going to beat them like on the counter attack, then shout out counter attack. You've got to do what Leicester done, which is what they're not used to, and play and draw them out. And once you draw them out, boom. Because if you notice, they come and they position themselves and put pressure on you for you to like knock it down the line, for you to just get it. But what Leicester was able to do is get the ball back inside. And anytime, if you notice, whenever it went inside, like Maddison, acres of space.
Acres.
He's a good player.
He's a player.
But they got past that, so I can't see. I hope so anyway. I hope I'm not wrong.
Same. Go on.
What do you reckon for Leicester next season?
I think Leicester will have a good year next
season.
Team
to look top 6?
I think top 8.
I think
if us lot don't watch out.
Yeah.
I don't think next season, but they'll like Rodgers is a very good manager.
Why not next season? Next season what? Don't think what? So
I think there's some
top 6 for Leicester.
I think there's some strong teams in that top 8.
Yeah.
Strong sides. I think they're a top 8 side. I think top 6 if they have a blinder. I think the usual suspects will be top 6. I think that's a given. I think then you've got the likes of the Wolves. Then you've got the likes, to be fair to him, what Pellegrini's done at West Ham as well. People kind of sleep on that.
There's a lot of
Listen,
like the West Ham,
there's a lot of good sides. There's a lot of good sides. Watford, Wolves. Yeah, there's a lot of good sides. And that'll take you to 11 when you go to when you look at the top 6 the way it is when you got City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Tottenham, Arsenal, United. That's 6 already. So then the other 5 will take you to 11. So the top 8 for me is hard. It's not easy. So I don't know. I think they're a top 8 side potentially. But
I mean, I'm not really for you because United could do a nonsense and finish 7th or 8th.
The thing is,
easily.
No, they won't do. You won't have them. You won't have Man United fall off that much.
It's happened before.
No, you won't have that. Not to that level.
It happened. What was it? Who was it? Moisey? That year we finished.
Shout out Moisey.
But go on. Who you having for the weekend, Michael?
What?
So you got Arsenal scores, City scores, and Liverpool.
I'll be real. The only scores worth talking about are the City and Liverpool ones. They're not even. I'm including my team in that as well.
What have we done to you?
I'm including my team in that as well. But I think both of them will win.
Both of them win. City win the league.
City win the league. Liverpool win it. Go and probably win the Champions League. Do
you know what? I'd actually be really happy for City if they won the Champions League. I mean, for Liverpool if they won the Champions League. I'm actually really happy with them. I don't want them to, I ain't gonna lie.
I don't mind.
I'm not convinced. And I don't want them to win the league yet. But I
can't live with the league yet.
I don't care Champions League. I've seen it.
Yeah,
You've seen it.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen it
Istanbul. And even the way they came back from that, I had to, it's something you got to, as a footballer.
You got to admire that.
You have to admire, man.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm not even.
But again, I think AC Milan will lax. But anyway.
That's another Barca job, isn't it? 3-0
That's another story. But yeah, man. But thanks for the listeners. Thanks for all the questions. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. We've been Counter Attack.
We'll shout out the socials.
Counter Attack. Yeah, what are the socials, Michael? Where can we get you?
On Instagram, Counter Attack Pod. Twitter on the Counter Say.
On the Counter Say.
Spence, go. What's your handles?
Instagram Spence 2118 and I said Instagram. Twitter Mike_Spence 2118, and also that Ball Hour event 18th of May.
Big up the Ball Hours coming up. Week on Saturday. So yeah, get your tickets. Fast selling out. Wicked. After party and all of that.
Let's make it happen.
Teams are out today, so have a look. Get down. Shout out to Team North and West.
Big up the teams. And I'm Lamin Ojo on Twitter, Lamin Ojo on Instagram. And we've been the Counter Attack. Peace out.
Easy.
Cheers.
Get some.